The Dolphins schedule for the 2022 season has been released, and I want to hear from you on what you think the Dolphins are going to do this season. Go down in the comments and predict what the Dolphins' record is going to be. It's the pinned comment on today's video, so go down and reply. We have been patient. We have waited, and the Dolphins' 2022 schedule is finally here. It's been a huge offseason for the Dolphins. Expectations under first-year head coach Mike McDaniel going to be sky high. So we're not like the March Madness selection show and going to stall here. We're going to get right into the schedule. So let's do it. And this is a very difficult start to the Dolphins' 2022 schedule. You're going to open against the Patriots, which is a matchup that I think we're going to be excited about. So then you go to Baltimore, a team that's going to be very good this year with quarterback Lamar Jackson. And then you host the Buffalo Bills in Week 3. And then your first primetime matchup of the season is against the defending AFC champs in Cincinnati against the Bengals on Thursday Night Football. Let's go to the next slate of games. Week 5, you're going to the Jets. That's a win. They suck. Week 6, you're playing the Minnesota Vikings at home. So after a brutal kind of slate to start the season, middle of the season, a little bit of an easier slate because you got the Jets, the Vikings, the Steelers, and then the Lions in Detroit. Some rumors the Dolphins were going to play the Lions on Thanksgiving. That proved to not be true. Instead, it will be the Bills playing the Lions on Thanksgiving. Let's continue on here. Week 9, you go to Chicago. So that kind of concludes what was a pretty easy stretch for the Dolphins. The Bears probably not going to be any good either. And then your schedule starts to get tougher again when you host the Browns in Week 10. Deshaun Watson against Tua Tagovailoa, that's going to be a big storyline. Week 11, you're off. That is a very late bye week for first-year head coach Mike McDaniel. Going to have to wait until Week 11 for the bye, and then Week 12, you come out of the bye against the Texans. So 2 straight bye weeks for the Dolphins. Let's fast forward now to Week 13. You're going to San Francisco. That's going to be a homecoming game for Mike McDaniel after working on that staff under Kyle Shanahan for a few years, most recently as the OC last season. A little California road trip here because you have the 49ers and then the Chargers in Week 14. Justin Herbert against Tua. That'll be fun. And then Week 15, you go to Buffalo. Those 3 games might be the toughest 3-game stretch of the Dolphins season. Then they wrap up with these 3 games. Week 16 against the Packers. That game will be on Christmas Day. One of 3 games slated for Christmas. Christmas falls on a Sunday this year. So hopefully a good Christmas present for the Dolphins fans will be a win against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Week 17, you go to New England. That's going to be a January 1st game. New Year's Day, brutal conditions perhaps in New England, and then Week 18, you finish against the Jets, so a win to finish the season. Before we break down some of these matchups, go down and hit that big red sub button. We're the first Dolphins YouTube channel posting a video about the Dolphins schedule. If you're a Dolphins fan, you got to subscribe because we're breaking down news, rumors, any storylines involving the Miami Dolphins we're talking about. So help us get to 25,000 subscribers. And here's why you should subscribe. It's 100% free. We're not going to charge you like the Miami Herald and other Dolphins news outlets. Interactive videos. That's why we're called Chat Sports. We want to hear from you. Again, so close to 25,000 subscribers. If you do sub, go down and type me in the chat. So let's look at these first 4 games. Again, this is a brutal start, brutal way to start the season. All 4 of those games going to be very tough. I do like the fact, though, that they're opening against the Patriots. That's going to be a really fun Week 1 matchup in Miami Gardens. Look, the Patriots, we kind of own them, right? The Patriots is my producer, Jack Lauderay, a Patriots fan, telling me to be careful here. The Dolphins beat the Patriots both times last season. I think they continue to beat up on Mac Jones here in Week 1. But let me know who you got down in the chat. I think my producer, Jack Lauderay, going to be typing P for the Patriots. You think the Dolphins are going to win Week 1? Start the season 1-0. Go down and type D for Dolphins in the chat. Let's continue on here. The stretch gets a little bit easier. However, this Week 7 game against the Steelers might be kind of tough. I think the question is, which quarterback is going to be playing against the Dolphins? Is it going to be Mitchell Trubisky or is it going to be Kenny Pickett? By Week 7, good shot it's going to be Kenny Pickett. I would bet on that. And you can go bet on BetUS, promo code Dolphins125. You're going to go to chatsports.com/bet. And if you think the Dolphins are going to win the AFC East, go down and let me know in the comments, and also go bet on BetUS. Here are the odds for the AFC East. That's supposed to be plus 400 for the Dolphins and Patriots and plus 1,800 for the Jets. So Dolphins plus 400 to win the division. Go down, chatsports.com/bet, that link below. Promo code Dolphins125. Let's continue on here as we get into the second half of the season for the Dolphins. This is going to be a really big game, Week 10, against the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, there was a lot of Deshaun Watson to Miami trade rumors all last offseason, even late into the season, up until the trade deadline. Apparently, Brian Flores and the Dolphins were interested in bringing Deshaun to Miami. It didn't happen. They stuck with Tua. Deshaun signs with Cleveland a couple weeks back after being traded by the Texans, signing that massive contract extension in Cleveland. That's going to be a lot of fun, and I would love to see Tua outduel Deshaun. Moving on here to Week 13 through 15. Again, this is probably the toughest three-game stretch because you go to the 49ers, to the Chargers, to the Bills. Back-to-back-to-back road games, not to mention that Week 15 game in Buffalo. Going to be tough conditions, perhaps. It gets chilly up there late in the season in Buffalo. A lot of storylines will be surrounding this game because the Dolphins selected Tua over Justin Herbert. A big way to shut up the Tua haters would be Tua going in to Inglewood and beating Justin Herbert. So I'm sure that Tua will be looking forward to that game. Talking about our division, though, in the AFC East, who's the biggest threat to the Dolphins? Is it Buffalo, the Patriots, the Jets? Go down in the comments and let me know. The biggest threat to winning the division, probably the Buffalo Bills. However, the biggest threat to making the playoffs, the Patriots. If you can finish second in this division, which I think the Dolphins will, I think you get into the playoffs. It's going to be a tough division this year outside the Jets. The Jets are no good. Fast forwarding now to Week 16 against the Packers. That's a Christmas Day game. That's going to be a lot of fun against the Green Bay Packers. Again, that game is in Miami on Christmas Day, one of 3 Christmas Day games in the National Football League. You have a 9-8 Dolphins team from last year taking on a 13-4 Packers team that was the number 1 seed in the NFC playoffs. That's going to be a really big game for the Dolphins if they're in playoff contention. Again, go down in the comments, predict the Dolphins' record for the 2022 season. I'm going to be putting out a record prediction video tomorrow, so hit that big red sub button if you want to see that. This has been Will Scott and Dolphins Today. Go Fins!